Hello my dear students and welcome back to another live session here at ODA Class. Let me introduce myself, ODA Class, as well as the topic that we're about to learn today. So kids, starting off with ODA Class. ODA Class is a live learning app where students from all ages come to us to learn about English, maths as well as science. So it's a live learning app, and as part of this app, right, we have launched a course that's only for you. We call this our booster course and it's starting on this upcoming Monday. So it's going to be a week-long program. It has been curated by the very best teachers from IIT as well as NIT. Right? So in this week we'll be teaching you, we'll be having 6 classes. We will have English, maths as well as science, all conducted by our team of master teachers. And apart from this, you also get your own personal mentor teacher who is assigned to you specifically to solve all of your doubts. So to enroll in this course, I will tell you how to do it very soon towards the end of the video. I'll tell you more about it as well at the end of the video, but let's get on it and let's move on to our articles. Before we do, quick introduction of myself as well. So hello students, my name is Mitali Joshi. You can call me Mitali ma'am. I graduated from Ohio State University, as you can see, and I have been teaching for a little over 3 years, and I am very excited to be here to talk about our goals for today. So I'll be helping you understand everything there is to know about articles, right? So we'll start with a quick introduction. First of all, what exactly are articles? And then students will move on and we'll learn about our 2 types of articles. And then lastly, I will talk to you about some of the most common mistakes that my students make or students in general make when using or not using articles. Now, starting off with a quick introduction, like I said, first of all, what exactly are articles? So students, articles are simply words that help us modify nouns. Okay, so I'm sure you all know that we have 3 articles in English, but what is their purpose, students? The purpose of articles is to show you whether the noun is specific or general in nature. So that is the main use and the main goal of articles, is to specify whether our noun is general or if it's specific in nature. So I will explain more in detail, students, what exactly this means, specific versus general. Let me give you one small example before we move on. Right? Imagine, students, that you are about to start solving your homework. Okay? You are sitting at your desk, but you cannot find your homework notebook. So what would you say, students, if you ask your parent for help? You would say, Mama or Papa, I need to find the homework notebook. I need to find my homework notebook. But that's what it means, students. When you say the homework notebook, you are talking about one specific notebook, right? So that is what specific is. On the other hand, in the same example, you would say, I need a pen or a pencil to solve my homework. Because in that case, we are talking about something general in nature. So that is the difference, students. Any pencil or any pen that works can do the job. So that is general versus you need your specific homework notebook. So that is where our specific comes into the picture. Now, let's dive into our general, right? So basically, we have our indefinite article, students, which we use to talk about something general in nature. Now, I am sure you all know that we have these 2 articles, these 2 indefinite articles in English. We have our article a and our article an. Now, both of these are used to refer to something general in nature, right? From our previous example, a pencil or an eraser. So kids, what exactly is the difference between these 2 indefinite articles? Is there a difference between the 2 articles? Of course there is, students, and there is one very major difference, right? We use these 2 articles in different places. We use our article a before consonant sounds. On the other hand, we use our article an before vowel sounds. So students, that is the major difference between our 2 indefinite articles, a and an. Remember, a is used before consonant sounds, an is used before vowel sounds. And one of the most important things to remember, because kids often get confused here, is that we determine which of the 2 articles to use based on the initial sound, based on the very first sound that follows the article and not the letter. I will show you students in a few examples why this is important. Why it's important to keep in mind that we determine the article based on the sound and not the letter. But for now, let's start with some simple examples. So here we have something. There is a girl walking her dog. Now here students, after the article, we have the word girl. The first sound here is g, which is definitely a consonant sound. So that tells us that we can use our article a here. Now let's take another example students and take a look here. I had a banana. Once again, banana starts with b and b is a consonant sound. So that means before banana, we definitely will use our article a. On the other hand, let's look at our second one. We say an orange because orange starts with o, right? And o, my dear kids, is a vowel sound. So that is why before orange, we use an, but before banana, we use our article a or a. Now, students, this is very simple. So let's try a couple of quizzes testing this basic knowledge. Okay? Tell me here, students, this is my first time seeing blank elephant. Once again, keep in mind first sound and not the first letter. So tell me, this is my first time seeing blank elephant. Now, elephant student starts with the sound a, right? Elephant. So that is a vowel sound. That tells us that we should use our article an here, right? Because elephant starts with a, which is a vowel sound. So let's take one more example here, right? What about this one? I am going on blank road trip with my friends next month. Now here students, immediately after the article, we have the word road, right? And road starts with the sound r. What do you think, students? Is r a consonant or a vowel sound? And depending on that sound, can you tell me which article should I use here? Should I use my article a or should I use my article an? Now, r is definitely a consonant sound, which means we will use our article a or a. I hope this is clear to you all, students. Let me quickly go over this once again, right? So far we have learned about indefinite articles. We have two indefinite articles, a and an. We use a before consonant sounds and we use an before vowel sounds. To give you some simple examples, right? We would say a book, a phone, a camera. To give you some examples of an, we would say an egg or an omelette, right? Or an orange, as we saw earlier. Okay, so now these were some very basic examples. Now moving on to the next example, students, I will point out to you why it's important that we remember about the sound versus letter distinction. Okay, I will come see you in an hour. Now notice, students, this word R, right? It starts with the letter H. That is a consonant. The alphabet H itself is a consonant. But students, like I said, we have to focus on the first sound and not the first letter. So when we say this word R, right, when we read it out loud, when we speak it, what happens? The first sound is not the sound of the letter H, which is H. The first sound is R. It's R, right? The first sound is R, which is a vowel sound, and that is what tells us that we need to use our article an here. Okay, let me repeat once again. Like I said, we determine which indefinite article to use based on the first sound after the article. This word R, although it starts with a consonant letter, it starts with a vowel sound, which is R. So that's why we use an here. Okay, now let me see an example which is another confusing one, but let me make it easy for you. Okay, I want to go to blank university in London. Now here it is already filled in, but students, think about it and repeat these two words with me. Yellow and university. Yellow and university. And kids, I want you all to notice. Do you think that the first sound in both of these words is identical? Yellow, university. I think, and this is true, the first sound in both of these words is the year sound, right? University, yellow. So, the first sound, students, in both of our words, university and yellow, is year, which is a consonant sound. So, that is why here, kids, we need to use our article A. Is this clear to everyone? Alright, so now students, I hope you've understood this, the difference between the first sound and the first letter, because it's time for a quiz once again. Tell me here, I have to wear blank uniform at my school. Repeat the words once again, students. Yellow, university, uniform. What do you think? Tell me, students, which article should I use here? I will use my article A because uniform, just like university, starts with the sound year. Let's try one more question. Tell me here, students. My father is blank honest man. What about here? My father is blank honest man. Now, honest starts with O, right? Not with her. O is a vowel sound, so we will use an here. My father is an honest man. I hope you have understood this, students. If you have any doubts, let me know in the chat section and I am happy to answer your questions later. Because now we have finished our discussion on the indefinite articles, and let's move on and let's talk about our singular definite article, which is the. Now, there are some very distinct uses of the. Here is the first one. Whenever we speak of a noun that we know there is only one of, right? So, for example, students, all of us on earth, whenever we speak of the moon, whenever we refer to the moon, we are referring to the one moon that we have, right? We are talking about the one moon that we see every day. Excuse me. So that is why, kids, before moon, I will use the. Similarly here, sky. If you look up, no matter where you look up from in the world, you will still say the sky, because there's really only one sky that we get to see. So, whenever there is a noun that we know there's only one of, for example, the moon and the sky, we use our article the before the noun. Similarly, even here, right? I love watching the sunrise from my window. Even the sun, students, we know we only have one sun. So that tells us we should use our article the here. Now moving on, students, to the next use of our article the. We use it before names of our 4 directions and also before names of large geographical areas. So I am sure you've heard that whenever we refer to a large geographical area, for example, the Grand Canyon or the Sahara Desert, right? We always use our article the. Because more often than not, students, there is only one of this geographical area, right? Similarly, the Himalayas. Let's take one more example here. The wind will blow towards the west. Now here, students, there are 2 things to notice, right? First of all, we use the before the name of our direction west. Very valid. But also, we have used the over here before wind. Because we are referring to one specific wind, right? Wherever we are standing, we are referring to the wind with reference to that point. So that's why we will say the. The wind blows towards the west. Now moving on to another great use of our definite article, students, and we can relate this one back to our large geographical areas, because we also use our article the before names of rivers, seas and oceans. Now if we really think about it, students, what is a sea, what is an ocean? These are essentially large geographical areas. So you can remember this point using our previous point and making a link with the two. So, using this rule, students, we know that the plane flew over blank Pacific Ocean. The plane flew over the Pacific Ocean. Remember, before names of rivers, seas as well as oceans, we use our article the. Now moving on, students, to one of the last uses of our article the, we use it before superlatives. Now, in case you don't know what superlatives are, students, I have done a few videos in the past on adjectives, on degrees of adjectives, so you can go ahead and check out those videos. Just to give you a simple reference, so students, superlatives are basically the best of something, right? So adjectives, we have our positive, comparative and superlative degree. For example, good, better, best. Bad, worse and worst. Similarly, beautiful, more beautiful and most beautiful. So all three of these, students, best, worst, most beautiful, smartest, prettiest, funniest, right? All of these are called superlatives. They are essentially the superlative form or the superlative degree of an adjective. So, we always use our article the before superlatives. Because, students, let me explain this to you as well. It's because there can only be one superlative, right? There can only be one person who is the best. There can only be one person who is the funniest. There can only be one program which is the most successful, right? So, before superlatives, we always use our article the. Let's move on. Let's take an example once again. Blank Himalayas have blank highest peak in the world. Now here, two blanks, and let's go over, students, which articles to use in both. Starting with our first one, blank Himalayas. This is a large geographical area, so let's say the. The Himalayas have highest, students, is a superlative. So that means I need to use my article the here as well. The Himalayas have the highest peak in the world. Once again, notice we say the world because there is only one world that we know of. Alright, I hope this is all clear to you, students, because now we're going to move on to our last use of our article the. This one is fairly simple. We use our article the before names of musical instruments, famous buildings as well as monuments. Once again, we can draw the same parallel, students, right? Why do we use the before names of famous buildings, before names of monuments? Because more often than not, there will only be one of this monument. There will only be one of this famous building. For example, the Empire State Building or the Eiffel Tower. Alright? Similarly, speaking of the Eiffel Tower, I want to go visit the Eiffel Tower next year. We only have one Eiffel Tower. We only have one Qutub Minar. We only have one Red Fort. So whenever we speak of these, we will always use our article the before them. So now, students, let's bring back everything that we have learned, right? Indefinite articles and our definite article. Let's use all that we have learned and try to solve some quizzes now. So can you tell me, kids, what should I write here? Blank sun sets in blank west. Come on, quickly tell me, students. Now here, I will use the in both places, right? We only have one sun. So the sun, and west is a geographical direction. So we will say the west. The sun sets in the west. Moving on to another question. Tell me here, kids. Blank Ganga is considered to be a lifeline for India. Ganga is the name of a river. So here, once again, students, we will use our article the. Let's take one more question, students. Practice makes perfect. So, blank Taj Mahal is pearl white in color. Only one Taj Mahal in our world. That means we will use our article the here. Okay, one more quiz to go, students. Tell me, I need to buy blank new pair of trousers before my next interview. What should I use here? Which article will I use here? Now here, students, I will use my article a or a, because notice, all I'm trying to say here is that I need one new pair of trousers, right? I am not talking about a specific pair of trousers. All I'm saying is that I need one. That means I need a new pair of trousers before my next interview. So kids, I hope that you have understood how and when to use our three articles. Because now let me move on and let me quickly go over where we should not use our articles. Okay, now first place that we don't use, students, is before names of hours, days and months. So for example, I was born in January. I would never say I was born in the January, right? Similarly, I go to class at 6 p.m. I don't go to class at the 6 p.m. Okay? I go to class at 6 p.m. Similarly, tell me here, students, what is the mistake in this sentence? Our tennis match is on the Thursday. Now here, students, of course, the mistake is this article the, because we do not use our article the before names of days. Moving on, kids, the next place where we should not use the is before names of languages and names of countries. Okay, so let's take an example. Beijing is the capital of China, right? I will not say the China. I will simply say Beijing is the capital of China. Similarly here, I will say Nepali is the national language of Nepal. I will not use any articles before Nepali. Similarly, I will not use any articles before Nepal either. Now students, there is one exception. And I do not mean one country. I mean there is an exception to this entire rule. And that exception is very simple, students. We will use, okay, we will use our article the before names of countries, number one, that have the word of in them, and number two, that are already plural in form. So let me give you an example here, students. I graduated from a university in the United States of America. Now notice, both things are true in this case, students. Not only do we have the word of, United States also clearly indicates that it's plural. So that's why here I will use my article the. Let me give you one more example, students. My sister is going to the Netherlands next year. Now, Netherlands, once again, students, the name of this country indicates that it's already in the plural form. So that is why I will use my article the before it. Alright, my sister is going to the Netherlands next year. So now students, let's keep in mind all of our rules of where we need to use the and where we do not need to use the. Because now I am going to show you some sentences, and what I want you all to do, students, is read the sentence and correct it, either by adding articles or by removing them. Alright, quickly revise all of the rules that we have learned about, students, about when to use articles and when not to use them. So tell me, the London is the capital of United Kingdom. Can you tell me here, students, how should I correct this sentence? It's very simple. First thing we need to keep in mind, students, is I will not say the London, right? London. In our previous example as well, I said Beijing is the capital of China, not the Beijing, right? So we say London is the capital of, and now we look at this country, United Kingdom. This clearly indicates plural, right? So that means I need to use my article the here. So what did I do, students? Number one, I removed my article the from before London and I added the article the before United Kingdom. Let's try once again here, students. Tell me, best batsman of team got injured. Where do I need to add articles to correct this sentence? Best batsman of team got injured. Now, students, best is a superlative, right? So that means before best, I need to use my article the. Similarly, of team. Of what team, students? Right? We need to add some kind of a determiner here. Now, because we are working with articles, we will use our article the here as well. So, we will say the best batsman of the team got injured. Because we are referring to one specific team, correct? We are referring to the best batsman of the one specific team. Alright, let's take one more question here, students. A Thames flows into North Sea. Now, in case you don't know, let me clarify, students. Thames is the name of a river and as you can see, North Sea is the name of a sea. So tell me, how should I correct this sentence? A Thames flows into North Sea. Now, students, first of all, remember that before names of rivers, we will not use our article a. We will actually use our article the, right? So, we will remove our article a here and add our article the. Similarly, here, even before names of seas, we use our article the. So, let's correct this sentence and let's write it down as the Thames flows into the North Sea. So, kids, I really hope that you have understood all that we have learned. So, let's do a quick summary, right? Today, I taught all of you students how to use our articles a and the. We learned when to use them, how to use them, and also when not to use articles, because that is as important as knowing when to use them. Now, students, practice makes perfect. So, time for you all to practice a couple of worksheets on articles. And if you have any doubts, you can let us know in the comments. And to learn more just like this, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, you should come join our booster course. Like I said, it is starting on this upcoming Monday. It is going to be a week-long program during which you will be taught by IITians and NITians. Now, in this program, you will have English, Maths as well as Science classes, all conducted by our team of master teachers. Along with that, like I said, you will have your own personal mentor teacher who has been assigned to you to answer all of your doubts or questions that you might have. Now, these questions might arise while you're studying in class, while you're answering quizzes in class, earning coins, while you're solving your homework, or while you are going through our tests and modules that you will receive for extra practice. Now, as I mentioned, to enroll in this course, you can simply click on Enroll Now and enroll for rupees 29, 49 or rupees 99, depending only on your grade. Now, earlier I mentioned something about coins. So, let me tell you more about that. We have been solving quizzes during this session, but you haven't really been rewarded for your practice. Now, on our app, we actually have regular rewards for you. So, we give you coins for attendance in class, for answering quizzes correctly, and for participation. And then, once you have enough coins, you can redeem these coins in our ODA mall for things like a smart water bottle, a sound bar, or even an Amazon gift card. So, you can enroll now in the booster course and I will see you on the ODA app. If you have enjoyed the video, you can like and share the video, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss our future videos. I hope to see you in the booster course. Bye for now, students.